Imagine this. Your best friend walks into a surprise party, but instead of cake and confetti, everyone is hiding knives. That is exactly what happens to Julius Caesar in Act 3, Scene 1. So before the scene, there's a tension in Rome. Why? Because Caesar has just returned victorious and everyone is cheering for him. But the senators like Cassius and Brutus fear he wants to be king. They convince Brutus, who, as you know, is Caesar's closest friend. So they convince him that killing him is the only way to save Rome's freedom. So they plan the murder inside the Senate itself. Caesar arrives at the Capitol, not paying attention to any of the warnings that is given by the soothsayer, his wife Calpurnia, Artemidorus, and an augur. So because Decius Brutus, one of the conspirators, flatters him and persuades him to go anyway. So one conspirator kneels. Who was that conspirator? He was Metellus Cimber. So who is there just to create a distraction by presenting a petition to Caesar to nullify his brother's banishment. So as Caesar proudly refuses, calling himself as constant as the northern star. So the conspirators, they close in and stab him one by one. And Brutus is the one to strike last. So when he strikes, Caesar looks at him in disbelief and says, "Et tu, Brute?" which means, "You too, Brutus?" Then falls Caesar. This is both heartbreaking and ironic, betrayed by his dearest friend. After stabbing Caesar, the assassins, they dip their hand in Caesar's blood, claiming that they have freed Rome from ambitious dictator Julius Caesar. Then Mark Antony walks in. At first, the conspirators fear that he will seek revenge, but Antony very cleverly hides his anger and analyzes the scene very precisely. He shakes their bloody hands, pretending to make peace, and asks to speak at Caesar's funeral. Cassius objects, but Brutus agrees, thinking Antony's words cannot harm them if Brutus speaks first. So when the conspirators exit, we get to know Antony's true feelings, and he vows to avenge Caesar's death. Caesar's assassination in this scene marks the fall of a ruler, but also the moral downfall of the conspirators, especially Brutus, whose noble intentions now seem very tragically misguided. Antony's calculated grief sets the stage for his powerful funeral oration in Act 3 scene. Stay tuned to know what happened next. Like and subscribe my channel Beauty of Language for more updates on Julius Caesar.